The biggest fear is, am I ever going to have a child? Infertility is emotionally and physically just draining.
When you're in it, you just feel like stuck.
You just don't know. You don't know what to do, where to go. You just have no idea what the process is.
I remember when I had my first miscarriage, it was extremely hard for me because I felt like I was so alone. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. And I think the hardest part probably was everyone around me was either getting pregnant or having babies, and now their babies are turning like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I was like still stuck in the same spot. I think that was probably the hardest thing for me.
My journey was 1.5 to 2 years. The only person that I had on my side was my sister-in-law. She gave me a practice. So now you go through the monitoring, you have to go through all the testing, the blood work, the sonogram. The biggest fear is, am I ever going to have a child? Is this in the cards? And then the longer it takes and every single month that goes by, you start to believe more and more that it's just not in the cards for you until, God willing, it does happen.
Rabbis tell us that the Jews were supposed to be in Egypt for 400 years, but they weren't. They were only there for 210 years. So everybody asks, what happened to the 190 years of pain and suffering that the Jewish people were supposed to have? Somebody paid that bill. Who paid it? Abraham was barren from Sarah for 100 years. Sarah was barren for 90. They suffered infertility collectively 190 years. That pain that the first couple of Klal Yisrael endured was so severe and so intense that would pay the bill for the 190 years that the Jewish people were supposed to suffer in Mitzrayim.
My wife and I felt the need to start this organization to be a helping hand to others going through the challenge that we are in the moment. There's so many people out there going through this challenge that there's literally an army waiting for you on the other side of that door once you make that first phone call. You realize you're not alone.
The fact that these people get you and they've been in your exact shoes and they know exactly how you feel, I think that's the best part of it.
When we started this organization, our mission was clear-cut, was just to provide funding for the medical treatments. Over the months, we've seen how there are so many couples going through this that our organization spiraled. This year, we're very excited to begin a new initiative, our Israel Trip Division, which will be sending couples away to Israel, all expenses paid, for a time to reflect, for a trip to visit Rabbanim in Israel to get berachot.
I was venting to my mentor. She felt for me. She said, at this point, you need to get out of here. You're going to Israel. We went for 2 weeks. We were zocheh to see a lot of rabbis. I was zocheh to see rebbitzins who blessed me, my husband, our organization.
During our stay in Israel, we realized that we benefited so much from being here. Why don't we give the opportunity to others who are going through the same thing that we are?
The organization, A Giving Hand, is not only helping families financially, but emotionally and of course spiritually.
They didn't have to share their experience with everybody else. It's enough to go through it, let alone to have to now relive it through other people. But they were very generous, that they took their expertise and their know-how that they went through on their own back, and now they're letting others know the path.
You know, on this difficult journey that they have, they don't only need money, they need a hand, they need support, they need someone to understand what they're going through.
I wish that when I was going through it, that I knew that organizations like the Giving Hand was around. Support's the best thing that you can have at a moment like this.
I really admire Meyer and Golda for being able to open an organization like this to provide spiritual, financial assistance to everybody who needs it. And Bezrat Hashem, I hope that they'll be successful and everybody should get all the yeshuot that they need at the right time.
You know, I give Meyer and his wife a beracha that they should continue to see this journey until the end. They should be able to help myriads of people and help them reach their ultimate goal of building their own beautiful families.